Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a la segunda Feria Comercial Bodega Nation, the second Bodega Nation Trade Show. My name is Jose Bello, and along with Carmelia Walker, a bodega owner from Brooklyn, we're going to be your co-host today. I'm very happy because this prime presentation is bringing a new company to the My Bodega Online and Bodega Nation Trade Show family. It's a great company. It's Reynolds America. They're going to talk about a couple of products that they want to introduce. They also will talk about initiatives that they have that will help your business and will help your clients. And at the end, we're going to have a Q&A as we had in the past. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being today here, and you're going to learn a lot today.
Views Alto gives you more reasons to choose America's favorite vape. Grab a 1-pod pack to explore, a 2-pod pack to enjoy, or a 4-pod pack for convenience. Choose your Views Alto in 1, 2, and 4-pod packs.
Carmelia, welcome to this prime presentation of Reynolds. Thank you for being here today. I just want to introduce the first speaker. And if you want, you can talk to him about what he's bringing to the table today.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Camel. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Welcome
How are
to
you
the
doing?
show today. Well, we're beloved happy to have you in our trade show today, our second trade show. And I'm about to do a very nice presentation so people know who you are. I know who you are, but not everybody do. So here we have Camel. He's our senior manager of external relations. He started his career in 2012. Prior to that, he joined Raycal. He had an extensive internship experience across political spectrum, including in the U.S. House of Representatives, congressional campaign, and advocacy organization. He started managing Greenville, North Carolina. From there, he was an account manager for Fort Worth, Texas, and most recently, senior division manager in Macon, Georgia. He holds a bachelor's degree in political science from Miranda University and a master of business administration from Grand Canyon University. Welcome, Camel, to our trade show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. And on behalf of all of my colleagues, Reynolds is proud to be the expo sponsor for this year's Bodega Nation Trade Show. So truly appreciate the partnership. It's always great to extend our roots, and we are proud to be here for the first time and look forward to presenting to you today, but more importantly, continuing this relationship well into the future. So thank you for the warm introduction. Thank you, Jose, for getting this set up for us. We're very excited to be here and hope you find this information beneficial. As we move into this, I wanted to take a little bit of a different route with today's presentation. And so for many of the vendors and the organizations that you'll hear from during this trade show, you're going to hear a lot about products and what it is that they offer. While that's great, and I truly understand why a lot of companies do that, most of you are fairly familiar with the products that Reynolds offers. And so today, we wanted to focus a little bit more on the legislative and regulatory landscape of our industry and give you some tips and tricks on how to navigate within that space to make sure that you maintain your ability as bodega owners to sell some of the most well-known products that you carry within your stores. So a bit later, I'll introduce my guest speaker, Chief Tony Miranda. But for now, let's start off, as we always do, with a quick update on the commercial.
Introducing Velo Max. It's nicotine like you've never seen in 8 amazing new flavors. It's hands-free enjoyment so you can do this, and throw them in the air. Yeah, this guy gets it. It's smoke-free freedom to go beyond boundaries and savor the moment. With your choice of 8 flavors in a 7-milligram nicotine pouch, you can take it to the max with Velo Max, tobacco leaf-free nicotine pouches. Find your flavor at velo.com.
All right. Well, thank you, Jose, for showing that great commercial. I think you saw a lot about what we love about some of the brands we have here. And so, like I said, many of you are familiar with most of the brands that we carry, but we are proud to continue to offer you one of the strongest portfolio dynamics in the entire industry. I know Newport is a brand you all know and love, probably one of the best sellers in your bodegas, no matter where your geography is. And the Newport brand only continues to grow. Since we acquired that brand from Lorillard Tobacco Company way back in 2015, that brand has grown over a share and a half. And so we're very proud of the work we've put into that brand and the continued growth we see there. The new superstar on the block is Vuse, and especially the Vuse Alto brand. Vuse we launched way back in 2013, but the Alto brand today is the #2 vapor brand in the US, and it's the fastest growing vapor brand as well. And so we continue to see Vuse grow. As of this presentation, Vuse is the #1 vapor brand in convenience gas in 16 states, and in 5 more states, we're getting closer every day. And so we have a truly defined goal to be market leader in the vapor space here very soon. Natural American Spirit, another one you're also very familiar with. That brand just continues to grow year over year over year. Incremental, a niche brand, but a brand that its consumers truly love and are brand loyal to. Now, you just saw the commercial for Velo. That's another brand we're very excited about. Launched that last year. And Velo is now the fastest growing and #2 modern oral brand in the category. Rounding out the portfolio, you have Camel, one of the stalwarts of our portfolio, still maintains #3 brand status in the US. And Grizzly, another brand you're all familiar with. Grizzly maintains its status and continues to grow as the #2 brand in moist snuff. And it's very impressive considering this year Grizzly just hit its 20th anniversary as a brand. And then rounding it out, the always favorite Pall Mall, holding up the value category and the #1 value brand in the US. Now, I mentioned 2013 when we launched Vuse, but way back in 2009, we started on our transformation journey. We started back in 2009, and this is really when we started to look at how we could transform the nicotine segment. We launched Camel Snooze, and then 4 years later, we entered into the vapor market with the Vuse Solo brand. Since the launch of Vuse Solo, you can see we've made numerous innovations within the nicotine space, but I think the biggest blockbuster innovation we made in this time period was in 2018 when we officially launched Vuse Alto, putting Reynolds into the pod mod vapor space. As we talked about before, that brand continues to grow. Now, in 2019, we also launched Velo. But Velo, when we launched it, it only had 4 SKUs. So as we move into 2020, you can see that in November of last year, we made an acquisition of the Drift brand. Now, the Drift brand was a unique proposition that we just couldn't pass up because of the number of flavors, strengths, and SKUs that they had available to us. And so we purchased that brand in November of 2020, and I'm proud to say that Drift is now part of the Velo Max family and available nationwide. One thing you'll hear about consistently from the British American Tobacco leadership team is a beyond nicotine future for the organization. And it's really exciting to know that we are just on the forefront of that space. In January of 2021, we were proud to launch Vuse CBD Zone, launching Reynolds' first, or the BAT Group's first entry into the CBD space. That product launched in Manchester, United Kingdom, and is doing great so far. And even more exciting, in March of 2021, Reynolds was proud to make a 20% investment in Organigram, which is a cannabis company based in Canada. And so we're really demonstrating that we don't ever sit by and think that our portfolio today is enough for tomorrow. We continue to invest and grow into new spaces for future ready to make sure that your category remains profitable into the future. Now, when I got on, I talked about how we were going to speak on the regulatory space. And so on the next slide, what you'll see is that we continue to innovate within our legislative space as well. So earlier last year, in March actually to be exact, Reynolds launched a program called Own It Voice It Trade Partners. And what that program was designed to do was, as we know, many of you on this listening into this webinar, you always say, I want to do something. I keep seeing flavor ban proposals. I keep seeing taxation. I keep seeing all these negative things that are harming my back bar category. And I want to do something, but I don't know exactly where to start. And so what we at Reynolds did was we expanded our contracts with some of world-class public relations firms to put their tools into your hands. And so the program is simple. You sign up. It's that simple. Put in your information. When we get word of any sort of legislative threat within your geography, we'll notify you right away so you're aware of what's happening and what you can do to stand up. While working with our public relations firms, they'll help you to draft testimony, submit op-eds, letters to the editor, and even help you prep for meetings with city council, state legislators, or even national members of Congress. And so the program is simple and it's easy. And it doesn't matter if your store is the largest chain in America or a single store staff voice to make sure that you're always heard in legislative fights. Now, Jose also has a Spanish version of this available that he'll distribute after the presentation. And so please do consider signing up. Now, I'm excited to introduce our guest speaker for today. Our guest speaker, I think, will add a ton of value to what it is that you all do. And so please help and join me in welcoming Chief Anthony Tony Miranda. Chief Miranda has over 20 years of 30 years of law enforcement experience. He's currently a candidate for a master's degree from King Graduate School at Monroe College. He has degrees with advanced certifications from Cornell University, John Jay College of Criminal Justice, and New York City Technical College. He is the founder and executive chairman of the National Latino Officers Association, founded in 1996. During his career, Tony has been involved in almost everything. I can tell you that from speaking with him quite a bit. If there's a board, if there's anything he's probably on it somewhere in the tri-state area. But he spent most of his career with the NYPD. He started as a police officer, moved his way up to detective, and eventually retired as a sergeant. And so he is a tremendous asset to this industry. He continues to be a tremendous asset to this industry. And so please join me in welcoming Anthony Tony Miranda. He'll give you some insight. Tony, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the introduction, Kyle. And thank you for the Bodega Nation in the presentation. I'm here to give you a little bit different information. You know that many of you, I'm an advocate. I'm always out there defending the rights of our community against illegal police practices or abusive things, but really teaching our community how to defend themselves. And that's what finds us here today. I want to encourage all of you to join the program to get the information. It's a simple program. You get on there and you'll get text messages telling you all the new legislation that's trying to be introduced to block the tobacco industry, so to speak. So two things happen in this presentation. I'm going to talk to you about the unintended consequences of the legislation that they're passing, but I also want to talk to you about how it impacts you directly, because these bans ultimately will affect your businesses. They will eliminate your ability to sell these products in your stores. When that happens, you also lose your clientele. When they come in, they buy a pack of cigarettes or they buy another tobacco product. They're also buying other things that you have available in the store, such as milk and bread and the other products that you sell. So when they eliminate one product, people will ultimately look at other places to go get them. And most people, again, if they make it illegal, will end up buying these things in the street, which then becomes the unintended consequences that we need to speak about. The one unintended consequence is the loss of income to your businesses and your ability to stay in the communities where you provide a vital service. The other unintended consequence is that this becomes a police interaction. Much of the legislation doesn't want to talk to you about what the police impact will be or the enforcement. How will these laws and these bans be implemented in our communities? Well, that means that they're going to ultimately be trying to get you selling something illegally, and they're going to have interaction with people from the community. So if you start arresting people of color, which is mostly, again, menthol products is something that's mostly used by African-American and Latinos. So that's the main product that they want to ban. So that's going to have a negative impact on our communities of color. Again, if it's a health issue, please provide the education, which we already do. Provide them information, provide people health options. That's the right way. But what they're trying to do is make this a police issue and an enforcement issue. When that happens, it's going to directly impact your businesses and impact your customers. Imagine that they now are afraid to come to your stores for fear of being arrested by the police. Too often we see that the unnecessary interactions lead to the death or abuse of people from our community. So what we're urging you to do is make sure that you are part of this information network, part of the struggle moving forward in the fight to defend your rights and the rights of our community residents. Imagine that they are now telling adults what they can and cannot do. Nobody's promoting smoking by children. And there are already enough protections that you all are aware of to prevent the sale and use of cigarettes to minors. So what we're talking about now is imagine that an older person, your grandmother, grandfather, your parents, who might want to smoke a menthol cigarettes, will now have to go out into the street and try to buy it. There's safety issues. They'll be subject to robberies. They'll be subject to assaults, as well as subject to police stops. Because, as you all know, if somebody's selling something illegally in the street, 9 times out of 10, you can't tell the difference between selling cigarettes or selling drugs, which means this becomes a hostile encounter between our community, our families, and law enforcement officers. We don't want that to happen. So as you speak here, I'm a law enforcement officer with over 30 years. I understand that the interactions that police officers have in the communities and the impact it will have on our families. So we're strongly out here advocating that they do not ban any of these products. They can do the education and they can provide the health options for people, adult people, to make informed choices without hurting the businesses and without hurting the community. Too many of our young Latino and African American and other families have been subject of police encounters, arrested, and get criminal records unnecessarily. Nobody wants that to happen. And why should it? This is a product that has been legally supplied to our communities for years. Now they want to ban it. And there's only certain people who are advocating the banning of these products, but they are directly influencing the politicians, the people who make the decision. That is why we are here with you. Your voices need to be heard in an organized and informed manner. Many of you support these elected officials. You make contributions, you put their signs up in your stores, and you participate at many fundraisers and community events. So we want to encourage you in those relationships that you have to please talk to them as well and tell them this is detrimental not only to your business, but it's detrimental to your community.
Great presentation, Chief Tony Miranda. We have so many people that would like to join this dialogue, and I'm going to bring one by one all the leaders of different bodega associations in the New Jersey area and mostly in New York City. The first one is Francisco Marte. Joining us, Francisco, he is the president of the Bodega and Small Business Association based in New York City. Also, we have Gerardo Munoz. Gerardo Munoz is creating this Bodega, Mexican Bodega Association. It's more based in Brooklyn. Then also Radamés Rodriguez. Radamés Rodriguez he is the president of the United Bodegas of America, UBA. Saludos, Radamés. And then we have Juan Arias that is also coming from the leadership of different business organizations in Newark, New Jersey. And our co-host as well, let's bring it over, Carmelia Walker. She is the owner of an actual bodega in the area of Brooklyn. So I have everyone here. I just want to open the mic, and any question that you have to these two gentlemen is the floor is yours.
Go ahead, guys. Well, I'm the first lady. I'm the only lady here, but I'm letting you guys go out with the first question.
Well, I was saying something about this. What Anthony said. This is not a question. It's something that happened, and we've been already fighting against they banned those type of the products because it hurt us, and it really create illegal market that will be happening. That we are witness to what happened with a lot of cigarettes when they put the tax so high, a big black or illegal market came out. So then that's what been creating more problem for us as a small bodega, also a small business. When then the city they send more inspector to the store, and some of the store we decide to not to sell the product one time because we be harassed by the law enforcement, and that's because we believe that we need more education for the city, for the community. So that's their choice if they want to buy the products or not. If they don't have the education and they decide to stop doing that, they won't do it even if they stop selling it because they will get in there on the illegal market, and this is a plain way how to get it. So I'm here and I'm really to keep working and we can have those products in our business.
Great, Francisco. Thank you for your remarks. I guess that a center of this presentation is the participation of your organizations and your members in the advocacy kind of side of things. I'm just going to bring the slide that they made in English. I'm going to put it in Spanish because I guess at the end, maybe Tony, you can explain a little bit again how to go about this this program that I believe that will help them to connect with you and to do the advocacy part of the business.
No, para todo el mundo, un placer estar aquí con ustedes. Este programa es muy importante. Solamente tienen que poner su teléfono, su nombre, y tú vas a recibir notificaciones de todos los cambios de la ley cuando están tratando de quitar los productos del marqueta. Y esas condiciones, esas leyes que están tratando de pasar, tienen un impacto inmediatamente a su negocio y a su comunidad a la misma vez. So es muy importante que ustedes, que muchas veces han apoyado a muchos de las personas que están elegido a posiciones, que también tú puedes llamarlo diciendo, no solamente ven a mi negocio para un cheque, pero necesitas su apoyo ahora mismo, porque esta ley no va a pasar, que va a cambiar no solamente mi industria aquí, pero también cambia la comunidad. And so what I said is basically, all you have to do is sign your name, put your name in there and your phone number. You will receive notifications of any changes in the law when they try to ban these products from your business. And as many of you support all these elected officials, you put posters up in your stores. Some of you collect signatures, some of you make donations, you attend events. So the same way they come to you, we're gonna empower you to have your voices heard in an organized manner. Each and every person has a voice. You can participate and help us do some of the advertisements and some of the commercials that that Reynolds is putting out, and also talking to the elected officials. If you're not sure about what points to make, we're going to help you, give you all the points that are out there so that you can speak with clarity and you know the topic clearly. But we need your help. We need your help so that we can empower you, right? This is not necessarily empowering Reynolds or anybody else. This is about empowering us as a community. This is about us taking control and not letting people dictate what happens to us. Again, these are millions of dollars, and the loss of this particular product for many stores forces them to close down for the tremendous loss of income that it has. And again, I said, it's not just the direct income from the sale of cigarettes. When people come in and buy cigarettes, they buy other products from each of your stores, right? So it's not just that. So when you take away something that people are so used to using, then you're also going to lose the income on the other products as well. And we and you as bodega owners are a crucial partner in the community, and we cannot afford to lose you.
Thank you, Chief Miranda. I have a question about, I would like to ask a question to one of the participants, is Radamés Rodriguez. He represents a group of bodega owners, and he is kind of silent today. I just want to bring in him to this and to see if he has something to add to this.
I believe that we have so many issues, and it's true that many things happen in our store. That's why many of our stores have been closing, because they always is something to minimize, to take it away money that are they how for they to survive. And not only when they took any kind of business out of our stores, is what the way the agent is doing against to a small business. Is nobody doing anything to protect the small business, especially over here in the Bronx. I'm over here for over 30 years. I came over here when this town it was totally burned out. And the zone that you have 10 buildings, maybe one building it was survived. The rest it was occupied by people using drug or selling drug and all that. Today that we are practically, we make the Bronx the way it is now. Today, all the agents gave money to the big company to come in over here and to do whatever they wanted to do. It's nothing coming to the small business. So like Rainer say, if we work together, we could stop that. We gotta go to those
Sorry,
um
this is the this is
politicos
the
that are
part
they
of the
who the one they make the law, and we need to empower. We need to work together for us to tell them what we need to change for those businesses not to go away and to go and bankrupt. And I think that this is a very opportunity we have it now. We just need to work together to make changes. We cannot, what we did for 30 years, we cannot give it away the way they doing it now. So this is my opinion right now of this forum.
Thank you, Radames from United Bodegas of America. I'm going to ask next Juan Arias from the business community in Newark, his opinion about this topic.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's very interesting, the meeting that we have now. I just heard a couple of topics that came out. When we have an issue in our bodega, I believe that the bodega owner is a part of the community. But sometimes, even if we are in the community, we are not participating in the community. We cooperate with many elected officials, but most of the action or we can say the action and the development of the community, the bodega do not participate in a straight way. And this is the moment that we as a team, as a people who actually represent the community in some way, we can express our idea, shape it, come together, and fight for our right and for our well-being for our family and for our neighborhood. I believe this is a good opportunity to start. We start knowing each other, and it's a good step. Thank you, Jose, and thank you, everyone, to be in this meeting.
Just to finalize this, I'm going to put two commercials that from the company, and then probably at the end, I will like the company or Mr. Miranda to do closer remarks. Okay.
Views Alto gives you more reasons to choose America's favorite vape. Grab a 1-pod pack to explore, a 2-pod pack to enjoy, or a 4-pod pack for convenience. Choose your Views Alto in 1, 2, and 4-pod packs.
Views Alto. Express yourself in bold, brilliant, vibrant colors. Get America's favorite vape. Views Alto. Available in 7 bold colors.
Well, thank you, Jose. We truly appreciate the opportunity to join you all today. Once again, we're very proud here at Reynolds to be the expo sponsor of this year's Bodega Nation Digital Trade Show. Hopefully next year, this won't be a digital trade show and we can all see each other in person and have some more great conversations about how to protect your business. I thoroughly enjoyed the dialogue, and I think the key point for me, which is something we say all the time, is anytime you're interacting with elected officials, make the story about you. Your business is a vital member of the community. You are a vital member of the community, and what you bring to the community is important. So always make sure to tell them your own personal story. Make sure they understand the positive impact you're making on your neighborhoods.
And I say, listen, there's no better partnership than we created with Reynolds, and I was glad to be able to be here, become your partners now. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow. It's a partnership that goes right into the future, and we're looking forward to building that relationship. And I do believe, and remember this, you all know, you have the power to make the difference. You have the relationships in the community, and you have the relationships with the elected officials. And your voices need to be heard more loudly, and we're going to help you with that. So we're looking forward to working with you and joining in a partnership. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you. And I believe that later on, they're going to supply you with a direct number. So should you have any questions after the presentation, you can call directly, and I'll be able to communicate with you and make sure you're being well informed. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you for your participation. I look forward to working with you in the future. Bye now.
Bye. Thank you.